So I wanted to make something special for my boyfriend for Valentine's Day. The only problem with making something for Valentine's Day is that we pretty much eat all the cakes and desserts that I make here on my YouTube channel weekly, and then not to mention what I'm testing daily. So I didn't really want it to be like, oh great, another cake. And so I really wanted it to be something special, and I have this memory of our first Valentine's Day together where he took me to Vegan Treats Bakery in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and he said, get whatever you want. And I certainly did, because I think I probably picked about 8 of her little individual cakes all for myself. And the only thing that he wanted was a Boston Creme Donut. So that's actually what I'm making as my little memory of our first Valentine's Day. I hope he will remember it as such, because girls are a little bit weird, right? Like, I took that as, oh my God, he must love Boston Creme Donuts. It's his favorite thing in the universe, and I'm going to recreate it for him here on Valentine's Day. And he might just be saying, no, I just wanted a donut that day, and it didn't really mean as much as I'm making it mean. But anyway, I know he's going to love it, and I know that you guys are going to love this recipe too. Check out this vegan Boston Creme Donut recipe. Alright, so get your flour, vegan butter, flax meal, your favorite milk, sugar, yeast, salt, baking powder, nutmeg, and cardamom together. And first you're going to get the yeast into the warm milk with a pinch of sugar and let that stand for about 5 minutes to frothy to prove that it is nice and fresh and working. Combine the flax meal with the warm water and also let that stand to thicken. Now combine the flour and basically everything else together into your mixer bowl with the hook attachment and let that mix to combine. Then add the melted vegan butter, the flax paste, and the milk yeast mixture and mix it on low to combine. You may have to help it along with a spatula in the first minute or two. Then get the speed to number 2 or 3 on your stand mixer and let it mix for 8 minutes. Into a lightly oiled bowl for 30 minutes covered in a warm spot. Then you're going to press out the gases and let it rise for another hour until it's doubled in size. And in the meantime, I'm going to make my homemade sprinkles. By combining confectioner's sugar, a pinch of salt, a tablespoon of aquafaba, or water will also work here, a spot of vanilla, and then mix it until it's a stiff but slightly spreadable dough. It shouldn't be too runny, but also not so stiff that it's going to blow out your pastry bag, since we do have to pipe this out. Add some color, and then just keep piping the lines onto the parchment paper until you've used it all up, gradually increasing the color as you go to make shades from light to dark. I also made some hearts for Valentine's Day. Once it's all dried, and this will take about 2 to 3 hours depending on the conditions in your house, you'll just roll up that paper and dump out the gold. Instant vegan sprinkles. Now I also have to make the custard to fill those Boston Creme Donuts, and that is pretty simple by combining any milk of your choice in a sauce pot with the sugar, cornstarch, a pinch of turmeric for color, and bring it up to a boil. Once it boils, turn off the heat and then just let it bubble for about 30 seconds. Add the vegan butter and the vanilla extract, whisk it smooth, and then get it to a bowl directly covered with plastic wrap to cool in the refrigerator. Now I'm also making a quick chocolate glaze by combining coconut oil, cocoa powder, and agave in a small sauce pot over medium heat while stirring constantly until it's melted, and then just set that aside for later. Now once the dough is doubled, turn it out onto a floured surface and roll it to about 1/2 inch thick. Obviously, I'll be using my heart-shaped cutter for these donuts, but make sure that the indent part is really pronounced or the shape will just get lost once you start frying them. Cut out the dough and then get the donuts to a sheet pan and cover them loosely to rise once again. In a warm spot, it should take just about another 45 minutes. They will be nice and fluffy and puffy, and now you can get your oil heating in a heavy sauce pot. Okay, quick pause right here. As I was pouring in all of that oil to start the deep fat frying process of the donuts, I just kept thinking to myself, what better way to say I love you than to try to give your boyfriend a heart attack with deep fat fried donuts. Now I know donuts are supposed to be fried and we don't eat them that often, but light bulb moment. I don't know how much you guys know how much I love my air fryer, but I tried it out and it works and it's amazing. So now you have two ways, go deep fat fried or air fryer, you pick. All right, let's keep going. So if you are going the deep fat fry route, get your oil up to about 360 degrees Fahrenheit, or if you don't have a thermometer that goes that high, you can just test a piece of the extra donut dough to see if the oil is ready. It will sizzle up right away and you'll know that you can now take the plunge. Add the donuts, let them fry for about 2 to 3 minutes, then flip them over, and I'm just using skewers to do that job. 2 or 3 more minutes on the other side, and then transfer them to a paper towel lined sheet pan to absorb that extra grease. Or if you want to get all healthified with me, lightly brush the donuts with oil and get them into your air fryer basket. 400 degrees for less than 10 minutes. And actually, as you see, the color on the air fried donuts was definitely lighter, but the inside texture was still light and fluffy, just like a donut should be. As were the fat fried ones, same thing, just darker in color as you can see. I did find that the air fried donuts seemed to be slightly heavier, but nothing drastic. Alright, now to fill them up, transfer the completely cooled and set custard to a pastry bag, and then take a skewer to those donuts. You're going to hollow out the best that you can to make room for that creamy custard. So now all you have to do is dip them into that chocolate glaze and then sprinkle them up with love. There's not going to be any donuts left for him when he comes home from work tonight. Oh my god, you guys, these are so good. You definitely have to try them, so be sure to get to GretchensVeganBakery.com to grab the recipe. If you liked this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. I hope that you are subscribed here to my channel. And until next time, happy Valentine's Day, happy baking. I'll see you soon.